Hi, good evening. Cindy Lucier, 150 Old Wall Lake Road. I've been rapidly sort of parsing stuff out as other people have spoken, so I'm going to be a little bit fragmented. I think the first thing I would just comment on is the inconsistency of the impact zone. It seems like it's, like I think what other people have said, I always thought there'd be sort of a center point and then we would go around from that. And I also had heard, I think at one of the previous meetings, I'm thinking it was when the Department of Health was here, that the impact zone was actually between 3 and 5 miles. So I'm wondering if there's some way we can get that checked, because I just don't know. So, but I do recall hearing that. I think one of the other things that I noticed in the tax treaty, I was hoping that we know that there's going to be some 200 or so jobs that would be created on a temporary basis, but they had said that there would be, I believe, somewhere between 12 and 24 permanent jobs, and I was hoping that the tax treaty would guarantee that those permanent jobs go to Burrillville residents, or that if they are of a technical nature, that it's only someone who's highly skilled. I'm hoping that those people would then be required to be residents, so that we would get the benefit of that as well, or that our own town residents would be able to get jobs in the plant should it be cited. I was also hoping, as a nurse, I was hoping that there would be a health fund that would be established within the tax treaty, so that, or maybe as an addendum to the tax treaty, so that should there be sometime later certain diseases or certain conditions that seem to crop up within our community, that there would be a guaranteed set amount health fund that people could go to either get compensation for their illnesses, or perhaps go to if they had parts of, things that their health insurance didn't cover, that there would be a fund established that if it could be proven that it was attributable to perhaps living in close proximity, that they would have the availability to go to that fund. I also did not see anywhere in the tax treaty where there was a clause for unanticipated consequences of the project. It seems that there are a lot of, it's very complete in terms of certain things that would be addressed and how they would be addressed. But I think, as we all know, with any time a project of this magnitude, I just know, the biggest thing I've ever done is have my house built. And Ken Putnam built it, but way to go, Ken. I'd like to think that I was a great person to work with, but honestly, he was the most tolerant person in the world, because I had a number of things as the project was going forward that I said, oh gee, maybe I'd like to do this, or maybe we need to do that. And we were able to get that done. But I think there's unanticipated consequences, and I don't see that addressed anywhere in the agreement. I'm also concerned about the provision to fully fund the fire and rescue equipment and training. And I think it should be, I think perhaps it is incumbent upon the council or its legal counsel to establish perhaps what that should be, and I think it should be established for a period of the entire lifetime of the plant. So whether it's equipment, or whether it's training, or whether it's restoration due to accidents or spills, or et cetera, I think all of that should be addressed. And then I guess one of the other questions I had was what happens, our experience has been that they're untruthful and incomplete, and clearly they give us only certain information. They don't give you all of the information. We've seen that time and time again. So I'm wondering what happens if they fail to hold up their end of the agreement. I think, everybody here would be, I think people are being incredibly honest, putting it up there, and I think we would stand up for ourselves, but, you know, I don't, let's be honest, we can't trust them. So what happens if they renege, or what happens, what do we have, what is our ability to go back? Do we have to go back to court? Do we have to sue them? Is part of that going to be, you know, are we able to then go back and get payment for our attorney fees and any hardship costs that the town should, you know, have to pay? So I guess the last thing is, you know, my mother always had this great saying, and, you know, it's only after our parents passed that we realized just how smart they were. My mother would always say to us, haste makes waste. And I really felt like when we had met before and people talked about the treaty, I thought we were going to have this sort of information session like we had tonight, and that we would also have the ability to sort of digest that information and then ask questions about the agreement, because, you know, not too many of us in the room are lawyers, and so there's a lot of language in there that maybe we don't understand. And so I was thinking we would have like a workshop, and then we would have the ability to go back and think about it and come up with some more questions. So I don't know, I guess what I'm asking you to do is just sort of pump the brakes a little tonight, and let's give it a little thought. Let's take some time so that whatever agreement we choose to or not, it's the very best for all of us. I'm concerned that by signing this quickly, we look foolish. I think, and when I say that, I mean we as the townspeople, not you as the council. I think we're sort of dancing to the Invenergy music. They're setting the tempo, and we're having to tap dance according to how quickly they go. And I think it sends a message to the other communities that, you know, we say no on the one hand, but then we're sort of, you know, opening the back door. So that worries me. And so I guess that's it. That wraps it up. Thank you for your time.